And of course, if you try using some operation to eliminate the effect on changing one value and automatically change the other, you can try to make 0 again in some of the elements of the matrix, of the determinant. Now here is what I do. First of all, you can take row operations among 1 and 2, row 1 and row 2. And then now, this is something that I want to remind you. If you know the property val, you can do 2 row operation at the same time. So here I have performed row 1 and row 2 to replace row 1, and then also row 3 and row 2 to replace row 3. So I've created 2 0 here already, and that 2 0 will be useful because as you make factors of 5, then you can at the same you will see that 5 already made will not be affected. So if you take column operation of 3 and column 3 and column 2, you will have 5 and 30, right, in column 3. But then you will ask, 9 is not a factor of 5. No problem, we can do another column operations among the first and the third. So now you can see that 5 plus 0 is still 5. 30 plus 0 is still 30. And that's why that 2 original divisible by the values divisible by 5 will not be affected. And now you know that we can take out 5 as the common factor, right? To make this new determinant. And then next will be to take another factor of 5 among this new determinant. So here was the work. You can take column operations of the second and the third, right? To make another 0 in the second column, right? But then we have negative 25, which is a factor of 5. So along the second column, you can see that 0 and negative 25 has a factor of 5. It remains negative 9 to deal with. So we next take the row operations among the third one and the first one. Okay, so we use the third row minus the first row, right, and then replace the third row. And finally, you can see that the last row has all elements divisible by 5. So finally, we take 5 as a common factors along the third row, and 25 was out. But then that was not the end, because we have to show divisibility. Now, the divisibility, the concept of divisibility is that when we talk about divisible by 25, we have to make sure that the number multiplied that 25 is an integer. So the next thing we have to do is to expand it, right? Of course, you know that along the first row, you know the only parts that you have to expand is 1, negative 9, 0, and negative 5, which is along the first row. But since the first 2 elements is 0, then it remains 1, negative 9, 0, and negative 5. And of course, we know that the elements inside this little determinant are all integers, and that's why the expanded value of this determinant must be an integer. Then we know that 25 is the factors of the original determinant. That's all about question number 10.